You're watching the Weiss channel. Today we're going to graph quadratic equations, but we're going to do this in a much simpler way. Okay? So, for example, if we say graph y equals negative x squared minus 10x minus 24, the first thing we're going to do is find out where the zeros are, meaning where they cross the x-axis. Okay, right? The x-axis. Where do they cross the x-axis? In other words, where y is 0, right? So I'm going to put 0 in for y. Now look, it's annoying to try to factor this when you have negative x squared. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take negative x squared minus 10x minus 24. We're going to add x squared to both sides. And we get x squared equals negative 10x minus 24. We're going to add 10x to both sides. We get x squared plus 10x equals negative 24. We're going to add 24 to both sides. We get x squared plus 10x plus 24 equals 0. Do you see what happened here? We went from negative x squared minus 10x minus 24 to positive x squared plus 10x plus 24 equals 0. Right? So if you have a negative x squared, let's just change all the signs when it's equal to 0. Okay? So we can factor. You factor this, you get plus 6 plus 4. Right? X plus 6, x plus 4, which means x equals negative 6 and x equals negative 4. So you have here, look, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and negative 6, right? So you have those 2 points, all right? So once you have negative 6 and negative 4, you got to plug in negative 5, the one in the middle, right? Plug in negative 5 to the original equation. Negative 5 to the original equation. When I do that, I get 1. Putting in negative 5 squared, take the negative of that, is negative 25. You get plus 50 minus 24 equals negative and positive 1. So you have negative 5, 1. By the way, that's called the vertex. So if the question asks, by the way, give the vertex, that's going to be, you're going to select 1 point on Delta Math, and you're going to put in negative 5, 1, or whatever the point is of the vertex. Okay? By the way, the axis of symmetry is x equals negative 5. So if the question asks, what is the axis of symmetry? You have to put in one equation, and you put in x equals negative 5 for your answer. Have a good day. Say no to drugs. All right, so now that we put in, we've got negative 4, negative 5, and negative 6. You're going to either choose negative 3 or negative 7. How about negative 3? It's an easier number to work with. Okay? Negative 3 squared. Take the negative. Minus 10 times negative 3 minus 24. You wind up getting negative 3. Okay, negative 3, right there. And if negative 3 is negative 3, I promise you negative 7 is also negative 3. Okay? So then you've got your 5 points. All right? And you draw the line. Okay? So what I'm trying to say here is, with each problem, here's a new problem. You're just going to factor. This one's not negative to start with, so just factor it. You got negative 1, positive 5. So x equals 1 and x equals negative 5. Here's negative 5. Here's positive 1, right? Next, you're going to do negative 2, the one in the middle. Okay? Put negative 2 in here. Okay? And then just find that point. It'll be somewhere down here. And then you're going to do either negative 1 or negative 4. Okay? And you'll see your graph will go like this. Okay? And if it asks for the roots, then you're going to say 2 points, and you're going to put -5 and +1. Okay? Same thing here. Look, okay? You're going to set this equal to 0. It's not a negative to begin with, so you just do -7, -3. So your roots are 7 and 3. So here's 3, here's 7. By the way, x equals 5 will be your axis of symmetry, right? Definitely. Plug in 5 to find out, that'll be where your vertex is. Okay? Just plug in 5 to see where it is. And then you'll put in 4 and 6. Once you put in 4, it'll be the same answer for 6, I promise you. Same thing here. Notice we start with a negative. So let's switch all the signs. Okay, we're going to make it positive. X squared plus 14x plus 48 equals 0. So it's +6 +8, which means your points of your roots will be -6, -8. Meaning your axis of symmetry is going to be x equals -7, right? So you'll put -7 back into the original equation to find out what y is there. Okay? Because it's negative, by the way, your graph will go downward. Okay? All right. You've been watching the Weiss channel.